Meet Emily, a woman in her early 30s whose life has been marked by deep-seated trauma. A life-threatening incident pushes her to the brink, leading to a near-death experience that grants her profound insights. What happens when life hangs by a thread? Does the veil of reality thin, revealing truths we never dared to imagine? As her extraordinary journey unfolds, we will discover keys to breaking free from her past that may resonate with your own struggles. But what profound insights awaited her at the edge of existence? Prepare for revelations that could change everything. Have you ever felt like your past is an unbreakable chain? I know that feeling all too well. For years I wandered through life burdened by the weight of my trauma, as if it were a storm cloud endlessly hovering above me. There were moments when the sun peeked through the darkness, but they were fleeting, lost to the tempest that raged within my mind. Anxiety gnawed at me like a relentless creature, and fear became a constant companion, whispering doubts in my ear and reminding me of every painful memory I wished to forget. No matter how hard I tried to escape, the emotional distress felt insurmountable. It was as if I were trapped in a prison of my own making, with walls built from past experiences, fears, and insecurities. Each day felt like a battle, and I longed for freedom, but often found myself spiraling deeper into despair. The shimmering light of hope seemed so distant, like a star visible only in dreams. I can still picture the moments of despair, sitting alone in my room, drowning in the overwhelming sensations of inadequacy and helplessness. Those dark thoughts wrapped around me like chains, heavy and cold. They whispered that I would never be free, that I was doomed to live under the shadow of my past forever. So I remained in that cycle, caught between a longing for healing and an overwhelming sense of defeat. It is a terrifying place to be, navigating through memories that refuse to fade, confronted by feelings that scream for silence. There were nights when I could hardly find sleep, haunted by visions of what could have been. My mind churned with confusion and sadness, and the more I fought against it, the tighter the grip of those chains became. But I couldn't help but wonder, would I ever find the freedom I longed for? As I gazed into the abyss, the flicker of possibility faded and reappeared, haunting me with the question of whether deliverance would ever come. I felt like I was standing at the edge of a precipice, unsure of what lay below. Little did I know that the catalyst for change was just around the corner, waiting to disrupt the patterns that bound me. In an instant, everything changed. The world as I knew it shattered in a blinding flash of metal and chaos, and I found myself enveloped in darkness. If I had thought I understood fear, nothing could have prepared me for the moment when my body crumpled against the asphalt. But then, something remarkable happened. With the jarring impact, I felt myself rising, no longer tethered to my earthly form. Hovering above the wreckage, I gazed down at my lifeless body lying there, and an overwhelming sense of peace washed over me. It was as if I had finally escaped the clutches of my pain, the burdens of my trauma, the weight of my distress, all vanished in that serene moment. The usual chaos of thoughts that plagued my mind fell silent. I was no longer a prisoner of my fears and regrets. Instead, I existed in a space where worry did not touch me, where I was wholly and unapologetically free. The sights and sounds around me transformed into pure energy, with vibrant colors swirling harmoniously, brushing against my spirit in a way I never thought possible. It felt exhilarating. The vibrant hues danced like joyful music, an elegant symphony of interconnectedness, awakening a long-buried sensation of joy within me. Here, I was not just an observer. I was part of this vast, intricate tapestry of existence. My heart swelled with a love that was boundless, wrapping around me like a warm embrace from a long-lost friend. In this ethereal landscape, I began to sense the wisdom of the universe flowing through me. All at once I realized that the traumas I had endured were but fleeting shadows cast against my brighter essence. They did not define me. They were merely experiences that had shaped my journey. But what was waiting for me beyond that darkness? The thrill of discovery beckoned, and I knew that I was on the cusp of profound revelations that could alter not just my path, but ultimately my very soul. In this tranquil space, truths began to unfold, wrapping around me like a warm embrace. As I floated in the depths of this ethereal realm, a gentle yet powerful voice resonated within me. "You are not alone," it said, and the weight of those words pierced through the isolation I'd carried for so long. In that moment, I felt an overwhelming sense of connection to everything around me. a reminder that I was just a thread in the vast tapestry of existence, intertwined with the experiences and emotions of all living beings. The voice continued, urging me to forgive myself and those who had inflicted pain upon me. A wave of understanding washed over me as I realized how tightly I'd clung to my grievances, allowing them to anchor me in a cycle of suffering. I had been so focused on the hurt that it overshadowed the love waiting to be rediscovered within me. Here, in this profound state, I saw the faces of those I thought I could not forgive. My heart ached to hold on to the past, yet the message echoed, urging me to release those bonds. Each word felt like a salve on my wounds. They resonated deeply, addressing my pain directly. I was shown visions of my life, moments filled with both joy and sorrow, and I came to understand that every experience, no matter how dark, was part of a grand design meant to guide me toward growth. The struggle to let go began to dissolve, replaced by profound empathy for myself and others. It clicked. Forgiveness did not mean condoning the actions of those who hurt me, but liberating my spirit from the chains of resentment. The voice enveloped me in compassion, and as I surrendered to its wisdom, I felt layers of inner conflict melt away. I pondered, could this message really show me the path to healing? It was a question that seemed to linger in the air, inviting me to explore and understand the transformative power of forgiveness more deeply. This was not just a lesson, it was an awakening to a journey I had long been fearful of embarking on. In that radiant space, I was being gently pushed toward clarity and restoration, a reminder that love and healing were always within reach if I chose to embrace them. Suddenly, beings of light appeared before me, casting a glow that transcended any earthly illumination. Their forms seemed to dance and shimmer, radiating warmth that enveloped me like a gentle embrace. I could feel their love wrap around my heart, a soothing balm for the pain I'd carried for so long. This was not just a vision. It felt profoundly real, as if these entities had emerged from a realm beyond my own, bridging the gap between my suffering and the eternal truth of existence. Their presence was comforting, yet authoritative, grounding me in a way that critiqued my fears and doubts without judgment. It felt as if they could see straight through the traumas that had haunted me, every moment of despair, every stinging recollection. In their eyes, I was not just a collection of scars, I was a spirit yearning for light. They conveyed a sense of acceptance and understanding, as if whispering to me that it was okay to feel lost, to have strayed from my true self. The essence of their being was an affirmation that I was on the right path, even amidst the tangled darkness of my memories. As they communicated, their messages merged with the profound insights I had previously received, solidifying their significance in my journey toward healing. I understood that each revelation was part of a larger tapestry, woven with threads of hope and compassion. They guided me to recognize that my suffering was not merely a burden, but a transformative catalyst, a bridge into a deeper understanding of love and forgiveness. In that celestial moment, clarity illuminated my mind, casting aside shadows of confusion. It was as if they opened portals within me, revealing truths that would change my perception of pain and healing forever. I grasped that these beings were here not just to comfort me in my vulnerability, but to empower me to break free from the self-imposed chains of fear and trauma. Their message would prove crucial in my journey, forever resonating within me, urging me to embody the love I had so desperately sought. Returning to my body felt like awakening from a dream, a momentary jolt between two worlds. A world filled with ethereal beauty, and my current reality, which was far more chaotic and complex. But the insights I had gained during my near-death experience echoed within me like a sacred mantra. It was time to confront what had once held me captive. I soon understood that the path to healing would not be a straight line. It would twist and turn, unveiling lessons cloaked in discomfort. I sought therapy not as a sign of weakness, but as a courageous step toward understanding the depths of my trauma. My therapist became a vital ally in this journey, guiding me to confront the shadows I had long avoided. Every time I opened up about my pain, it felt as though I was shedding an old skin, allowing rays of light to break through the layers of fear. Meditation became another lifeline. Initially, it felt foreign, sitting quietly with my thoughts, but little by little, I discovered a sanctuary within. Each moment spent in stillness brought clarity and connection to the nurturing energy I had experienced during my near-death experience. I learned to breathe into the discomfort, to anchor myself in the present rather than drift back into memories that shrouded me with dread. Affirmations of love and acceptance began to flow through me, replacing the deep-seated beliefs that I was unworthy or broken. I also immersed myself in supportive communities, each gathering infused with understanding and acceptance. Here, I was not alone. Sharing my story with others who had navigated similar pain created bonds that bolstered my resolve. Together, we formed a tapestry of resilience, woven from the threads of vulnerability and strength. We lifted each other up, reminding one another that it was okay to stumble and fall, but it was equally important to rise again. Each fall a lesson, each rise a testament to our strength. With every small step I took, I felt myself moving further away from the constraints of my past. I learned to face my fears head-on, whether through confronting difficult situations or acknowledging insecurities I had long buried. The old patterns that once dictated my life began to dissolve, and as they did, sunlight flooded in where shadows once loomed. It was a liberation like no other, and while the journey was ongoing, I could sense that I was no longer trapped. What newfound insights would guide my next steps? The question lingered in my heart, igniting curiosity about the uncharted territories of healing and self-discovery that lay ahead. I transformed in ways I never imagined. The experience that once threatened to dim my spirit instead ignited a new flame within me. Each day felt like a fresh canvas, painting vibrant strokes of hope and possibility where once there had been despair. My journey toward healing was not just a path to recovery, it became a profound transformation that blossomed into newfound empowerment. As I navigated this unfamiliar territory, I found myself shedding the layers of fear and anxiety that had clung to me for so long. The relationships I cultivated flourished, nurtured by an openness I didn't know I could possess. I began to truly appreciate the beauty of everyday moments. A shared laugh, a sunrise, the comfort of a gentle breeze. All those little things that once passed me by now held a richness I craved. I even dared to pursue opportunities I once thought were beyond my reach, embracing challenges with a sense of enthusiasm and determination that felt foreign yet exhilarating. The trauma that had once defined me morphed into a story of resilience and strength. Though the shadows of my past still lingered, they no longer had the power to immobilize me. Instead, I became a living testament to the possibility of change, embodying the belief that even the deepest scars can be transformed into symbols of courage. Each small victory was like a note in a symphony, harmonizing with the melody of my newfound life and reinforcing my belief that healing is not linear, but rather a beautiful and evolving journey. Yet in the midst of this transformation, I found myself pondering a vital question. What does resilience truly mean in the face of adversity? This thought lingered in my mind, challenging me to dig deeper and explore the nuances of my journey. What had I really learned about strength, vulnerability, and the art of bouncing back? This reflective inquiry awakened a desire within me to not just share my story, but to delve into the essence of healing and resilience itself, setting the stage for what was to come. Every moment I spent trapped in my old patterns was a moment I could have embraced life more fully. It felt like living in a fog, unable to see the vibrant colors around me, each day fading into the next, consumed by pain and unhealthy cycles. But through my near-death experience, I unwrapped layers of that fog, revealing the luminescent beauty of potential and possibility that life has to offer. Transformative experiences often bring clarity, guiding you toward your true self. I realized that the insights I gained during that pivotal moment were not just for me, they were universal. They resonate with so many of us who grapple with the weight of past traumas. What if I'd been able to recognize my patterns earlier? What would my life have looked like? This deep awareness fueled an urgency within me to shift those patterns, to allow myself the grace to heal and to grow beyond them. Now I invite you to reflect. What trauma patterns do you feel ready to release? Take a moment to pause, perhaps even jot down your feelings in a journal. Let this be a catalyst for your healing journey. Remember, every step you take toward releasing those burdens is a step toward embracing the fullness of life, just as I learned to do through immense vulnerability and courage. If my journey resonates with you, hit like to let others know they're not alone on their path. Together, we can build a supportive community around healing and transformation. Subscribe to join me as we continue exploring these profound insights and sharing the ways we can uplift ourselves and each other. Thank you for being part of my story today. Your presence means the world to me. Until next time, embrace your journey. There's so much more ahead.